I want to be very clear about something before I start. I did not get my revenge. I did not plan anything. I did not make a single phone call, send a single email, or lift a single finger against the man who stole $42,000 from me. I did not have to. Because what happened to him, completely on its own, without my involvement, without my planning, without even my knowledge until after it was already done, was so much worse than anything I could have engineered myself. I used to believe that justice was something you had to fight for, that if you did not pursue it yourself, it would never come. This story is the reason I no longer believe that. Some people are so thoroughly, completely rotten that the world eventually just deals with them. All you have to do is survive long enough to watch. I was 23 years old when I moved into what I genuinely believed was my dream apartment. It was a top-floor unit in a beautiful old building in the city. High ceilings, original hardwood floors, big windows that let in the kind of light that makes you feel like life is going exactly right. I had saved for 2 years to afford the deposit and first month's rent. The landlord's name was Mr. Harlan. He was in his late 50s, well-dressed, well-spoken, the kind of man who remembered your name and asked about your day with what felt like genuine interest. He managed 12 properties across the city. He had a waiting list for every single one. I felt lucky to get the apartment. He made sure I felt that way. The first year was perfect. Everything worked. He fixed things promptly. He was responsive. I recommended him to 2 friends who were looking for apartments. Both of them moved into his buildings. I trusted him completely. Which is exactly why, when he came to me in my second year with what he called an incredible opportunity, I did not hesitate for a single second. Harlan told me he was developing a new property, a residential building on the edge of the city, 12 units, beautiful design, completed within 18 months. He was offering his most trusted tenants the chance to invest early. First right of purchase on a unit at below market rate. All you had to do was put in a deposit to secure your place. He showed me the plans, architectural drawings, projected timelines, letters from contractors. It looked completely legitimate. Felt completely legitimate. I put in $38,000, my entire savings, everything I had worked for since I was 16 years old. 3 other tenants in his buildings did the same. Between us, we gave him just over $140,000. The development never existed. There was no building. There were no contractors. The architectural drawings were downloaded from the internet and edited with our names inserted. The letters were forged. The entire thing was constructed, carefully, methodically, to take money from people who trusted him. When I tried to contact Harlan 4 months after paying my deposit, when I started asking about construction updates, his phone went to voicemail, his email bounced, his office was empty. He had also kept our security deposits from our existing apartments. Mine was $4,000. I did the math on the train home from his empty office. $42,000 gone. Every single penny I had. I was 24 years old and I had nothing. I filed a police report. So did the other 3 tenants. The detective assigned to our case was kind but honest with us. Financial fraud cases like this, where the perpetrator had vanished, could take years to resolve. The money might never be recovered. I also had to move out of my apartment. Without my savings and with a legal case draining what little income I had into consultation fees, I could not afford rent. I moved back into my parents' house at 24, the thing I had worked hardest to avoid. And I lay awake for months feeling like I had been completely hollowed out. Here is the thing about being robbed that nobody prepares you for. It is not just the money, it is the trust. Every time someone was kind to me after that, every time someone offered to help, Every time a new opportunity appeared, there was a voice in the back of my head saying, "Remember, Harlan. Remember how safe you felt. Remember how wrong you were." I spent a year in that darkness. And then slowly, the way recovery always happens, not in a single moment, but in small, quiet increments, I started to rebuild. New job, small savings, cheaper apartment, one careful step at a time. I stopped checking for updates on Harlan's case. I stopped waiting for justice. I accepted that some people take what they want and disappear, and the world lets them. I was wrong about that, too. 3 years after Harlan disappeared, I got a phone call from the detective who had handled our case. She told me they had found him. He had not run far. He had moved to another city, changed his business name, and started doing exactly the same thing to a completely new set of tenants. Different city, different name, same scheme, same forged documents, same charming manner, same waiting list. He had stolen from 11 more people before someone recognized him. Here is the part that still makes me catch my breath when I think about it. The person who recognized him was a woman named Gloria, a retired schoolteacher in her 60s who had given him her life savings, $80,000, her entire retirement fund. Gloria had a nephew who worked in financial crimes investigation. She had shown him Harlan's paperwork out of routine caution before handing over any money. Her nephew had run the name through a database, and there it was, an active fraud investigation in our city. Harlan's real name, our case, our police report. Gloria had called the police that same afternoon. She had never given Harlan a single dollar. But she had given investigators exactly what they needed: his current location, his new alias, his new business address, and 3 weeks of documented interactions with him that proved he was running the same scheme. He was arrested on a Tuesday morning at the same kind of expensive restaurant he had taken all of us to when he was reeling us in, sitting at a corner table with a new victim across from him. The new victim watched him get handcuffed mid-sentence. The detective told me that when they searched his current apartment, they found files on 46 people across 3 cities. 46. He had been doing this for over a decade. He was charged with 23 counts of fraud. He was convicted on 19. He was sentenced to 11 years. 11 years. I had not made a single call. I had not done a single thing. A retired school teacher in another city who I had never met and never would meet had done more to bring him down than 3 years of my grief ever could have. During the investigation, they found money, not all of it. People like Harlan spend what they steal faster than most people earn it, but they found enough. After legal fees and court-ordered restitution were processed, 18 months after his conviction, I received a check in the mail. $26,000, not everything, but more than I had ever expected to see again. I sat on my kitchen floor and held that check for a long time. I did not feel triumphant. I did not feel like I had won something. I felt something quieter than that, something that felt more like release, like a breath I had been holding for 4 years finally leaving my body. I used part of the money to take my mother on a trip she had always talked about but never taken. I used the rest to finally move into an apartment of my own again. The first night I slept there, my own space, my own key, my own life back, I thought about Gloria, a woman I had never met who had saved 46 people she had never met simply by being careful and having the right nephew. I wrote her a letter. I found her address through the victim's advocate office. I told her what she had done for me without knowing I existed. She wrote back 3 weeks later, one line. "I'm just glad someone finally stopped him. I hope you're okay, sweetheart." I keep that letter in my kitchen drawer. Sometimes you just have to survive and let the rest take care of itself. People tell me I should be angrier about what happened, that I should have fought harder, that I let him off easy by not pursuing it more aggressively. Maybe, but here's what I know. I spent 4 years of my life being angry at a man who was not worth 4 minutes of it. The anger did not bring my money back. It did not speed up the investigation. It did not find him. It just sat inside me like something heavy and cold, taking up space where better things could have been. Letting go of that anger, genuinely, completely, was the most powerful thing I did in this entire story. Not because it was noble, because it freed me to rebuild while he was still out there destroying himself. He destroyed himself. I just got out of the way. If someone has taken something from you, money, trust, time, peace, and you are sitting in that anger right now wondering why justice has not come yet, I want you to hear this. Keep rebuilding. Keep going. Let them keep being who they are. Who they are is always enough to destroy them. You just have to be patient. If this story stayed with you, drop a comment below. Tell me what you felt. And if you are new here, every single week on this channel, I bring you a story that will make you think, feel, and never forget. Subscribe, because the next one, I promise, is already coming.